left off rolling some talents here. And it looks like I rolled a 5 of 8 just now, self-destruct. Now each level on your talent here raises your might by 20. So if you increase a 3 of 8 to a 5 of 8, you're going to gain about 40 might. So essentially what I'm doing here when I do happen to roll these good high-level talents like a 4 of 8, I'm simply looking for a hero that has a 3 of 8, maybe even the same 3 of 8 or a different 3 of 8, and I'm just going to raise it. That's going to increase my might 20 right there when I do that. So that's what I'm going to do there. And I'm going to keep rolling here. Here I got a heavy blow. This is a little bit high-speed videos to take the edge off, if you know what I mean. Again, we're going to replace that talent with the 4 of 8 heavy blow, and that's going to raise my might a little. Again, I'm not getting any super crazy awesome talents here or anything. What I'm essentially trying to do is roll something decent for Dread Drake. And yeah, look at that. Got a Berserk 4 of 8. Now, if you guys recall, I had a situation where I rolled a Berserk 5 and I couldn't figure out what to do, and eventually I put it on a spare Pumpkin Duke, which I'll level to potentially be my main, but I was potentially debating putting it on Druid. What should we do? At the end of the day, the math just did not make sense. Let me show you a table to help you understand Berserk. If you look at the green box, that's the attack speed of a hero. The orange box is the Zerk level. And the blue box is what your attack speed due to how the math works on Berserk. See how it's 1,000? And a hero with a 1,000 attack speed doesn't get a benefit from Berserk unless it's at Berserk 4 of 8. That means Berserk 4 of 8 is perfect for Druid. I finally do have a Berserk. This will reduce his attack speed down to 800 MS, right? 800 MS, and that will achieve my goal of getting a better Druid than the Revitalized 4, which really just wasn't helping me out, to be totally honest with you. Since I stopped using him in the arena, there really was no big benefit there. I still do use Druid in some other game modes here, like, for example, Expedition. Now, when I run my Expeditions, I'm just going to run this on high speed. This is kind of a talent/expedition video, which makes absolutely no sense, but hey, I'm Dirty Distaggio, and sometimes that just doesn't work. All right, here, what I like to do when I don't know, the first 5 expeditions is I just actually select only 10 heroes, the 10 that I can just click and drop all of. It's basically ones where I can just drop everyone on a base like this where there's nothing really to worry about, where everything's inside the walls. Those are the easiest expedition bases because you can just drop everything. All your heroes are going to have insane momentum. And here's what's really interesting. Due to the new Hebrew monster sweep, you're going to encounter lots of bases like this where there's just going to be one hero sitting there. It doesn't really matter what that hero is. In fact, probably don't need such an advanced strategy here, but you could probably just drop everything right next to that guy and you'd be okay here. As you can see, I haven't lost a hero yet. But yeah, base like this, again, where all the buildings are inside the walls, you just drop all 10. You just drop all 10. And you can drop 10 once you get that might up higher. And these are the easiest bases. Never skip a base where all the buildings are inside the walls, okay? Never skip a base. That type of base is going to be extremely easy. Base like this is a little bit trickier because you got some buildings on the exterior, some buildings on the interior. In a base like this, I'm going to drop towards the edge, and I'm going to hope to not trigger. The second that Vlad Dracula triggers of theirs, that's a huge risk element for me. If I ever see their Vlad Dracula proccing, you're going to want to cancel out of that expedition almost immediately, because that one Vlad Dracula can wipe your entire team, basically. And then you'd be left to your backup scrub heroes, which we don't want. When you got a base like this, where a lot of the buildings are just away from the main core of the base, like is the case right here, then you can just drop like your Reapers, your Pixies, your Ares if you have them, which I don't. And then you can drop in your Pumpkin Duke and Cupid and whatnot and just ream the rest of the base pretty easily. So that one's a simple one as well. I love bases like that. And because here monster bases typically don't have all the buildings on the inside of the walls like this one, no big deal. Now, I did lose my Vlad there. That was pretty interesting. That almost never happens. So I would not lead with a Vlad there. Probably most appropriate would probably to lead with a Dragon or something with high hit points, or Golem, or even Orc's Bane would probably be appropriate there. So that's what I did do, is I added in a Moltanica and Orc's Bane into my selection. This did mean that when I click and drop, if I drop all 10, I'm not going to drop some of the ones to the right. I did do a Sacrificial Reaper drop there. Hey, sometimes that happens. But hey, if you lose a Reaper, that's not a big deal. He's not a very super crazy important key hero or anything like that. So losing 1 Reaper to get 5,000 honor badges is always a good deal. All I'm going to do is add in my spare Pumpkin Duke there, just in case I lose this one. This is, I think, my 9th base here. And again, when there's ever buildings like this, I just drop my, normally I try to drop my unlimited ranged heroes, you know, like your Pixies, your Ares, etc. And then I'm just going to drop on everything in. You got 4,760. Now we're at R10. We're at R10. Again, a base like this is doable. There's only 1 hero there. If you look at the core of the base, there's only 1 hero there. So Death Knight, we'll just take that guy out here, no big deal. He just revived. Again, we're okay here. I overthought this one. I should just dropped everyone because they only had 1. Even if I lost half my team, I still would have won there. So 5,000 honor badges on that last one. This is the best way to farm honor badges, which is what I'm doing, trying to get 400,000 so I can 10-star Vlad Dracula and make him my first evolution. Or should I use Snowzilla? You tell me. As always, keep it dirty and dirty up.